Christmas dinner, 2018. 30 people crammed into my in-laws' dining room, waiting for the blessing. Me standing up with an envelope in my hand and a smile that probably looked insane. My wife Jennifer going pale, my best friend Tyler choking on his wine. And me, about to destroy both their lives in the most satisfying 5 minutes of my entire existence. If you've got some time and maybe a strong drink, settle in. Because this story starts way before that Christmas dinner, and it ends somewhere I never expected. 3 days before that moment, I was sitting in my truck outside my own house, hands shaking on the steering wheel, about to walk in on the two people I trusted most in this world tangled up in my bed. But let me back up. Let me tell you how I built everything with my own two hands and how I tore it all down the same way. I met Tyler freshman year at University of Colorado back in 2003. We were both scholarship kids, both from blue-collar families trying to make something of ourselves. His dad was a mechanic in Greeley, mine was a carpenter in Loveland. We bonded over being the guys who worked summer construction jobs while our roommates were interning at their dad's firms. Tyler was my best man when I married Jennifer in 2011. I was his when he got married that same year, though that marriage only lasted 3 years. Looking back, maybe I should have seen something in how quickly he bailed on his wife. But hindsight's always crystal clear, isn't it? Jennifer and I went way back. High school sweethearts. I was 18. She was 16 when we started dating. The whole town of Fort Collins thought we were going to make it. Young love, all that Norman Rockwell bullshit. We got married when she was 26 and I was 28, bought a house with an actual white picket fence in the suburbs, the whole American dream package. She stayed home, managed the household. Did some bookkeeping for the construction company Tyler and I started in 2013. D&T Construction Solutions. I owned 70%, Tyler had 30%. We built that company from nothing. Started with 1 crew, doing residential renovations, grew to 5 crews handling commercial projects. By 2018, we were pulling in close to $3 million in revenue. I was proud of that. My dad had worked with his hands his whole life, never made more than 40 grand a year, and here I was building something real, something that would last. Jennifer seemed happy. Or maybe I was just too busy working 60-hour weeks to notice she wasn't. We had barbecues every weekend. Tyler would come over, we'd grill steaks, watch the Broncos, bullshit about work. Jennifer and Tyler got along great. She'd laugh at his jokes, he'd help her bring out the food. It felt like family. Then in 2015, 3 years into our marriage, we started trying for kids. That's when things started to change, though I didn't see it at the time. Month after month, negative pregnancy tests. Jennifer would cry in the bathroom and I'd hold her, tell her we'd figure it out. By 2017, we were seeing a fertility specialist, Dr. Morrison, at the Northern Colorado Fertility Center. They ran all the tests. My sperm count was low normal, but viable. Jennifer's tests came back normal. The doctor said sometimes these things just take time, but we could try IUI if we wanted to speed things up. We did 3 rounds, $15,000 out of pocket. Insurance doesn't cover much when it comes to making babies, turns out. 3 rounds, 3 failures. Jennifer was devastated. She started pulling away from me. Not sexually, not yet, but emotionally. She'd go to bed early, spend hours on her phone, stop wanting to go out with friends. She said she needed space to process the grief of not being able to conceive. I worked harder, took on bigger projects, longer hours. If I couldn't give her a baby, at least I could provide everything else, right? At least I could pay for the treatments, keep us comfortable, build the life we'd always talked about. She started going to yoga 3 nights a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Said it helped with the stress. She joined this expensive studio downtown, the kind with the boutique oils and the Instagram aesthetic. I was glad she was taking care of herself. Tyler started getting more involved in the business side too, which was fine. He'd always been the numbers guy while I ran the cruise. He pushed me to expand, take on more debt for new equipment, hire more workers. It made sense. We were growing. Then my dad died. Heart attack, February 2018. Sudden. He was 63, seemed healthy, just dropped dead on a job site. I was fucking destroyed. My dad had taught me everything. How to swing a hammer, how to read a blueprint, how to look a client in the eye and shake on a deal. At the funeral, Tyler gave this beautiful eulogy about how my dad had treated him like a son. Jennifer held my hand through the whole thing. Looking back, I wonder if she felt guilty. I wonder if they'd already started by then. Dad left me $400,000. Not a fortune, but more money than anyone in my family had ever seen at once. Life insurance policy he'd paid into for 30 years. Tyler and Jennifer both suggested I invested in the business, expanding to a second location, buying out a competitor, really taking D&T to the next level. It made sense. Dad would have wanted me to build something, so I did. New equipment, 3 additional crews, a bigger office space. I was building an empire with my own 2 hands, just like my dad taught me. What I didn't know was that I was also building the weapon Tyler would try to use to destroy me. The cracks started showing that summer. Little things that didn't add up. Jennifer would come home from yoga smelling like expensive cologne. Not mine. She changed her phone password, said she kept accidentally opening apps and needed something more complex. She started taking weekend trips with her sister Emma, or at least that's what she told me. One day I found a receipt in her car. Hotel Monaco in Denver, $347 for one night. I asked about it casually. She said, "Oh yeah, Emma and I did a spa weekend, remember?" I didn't remember, so I called Emma the next week, just chatting, and mentioned it. Emma sounded confused. "Denver? We haven't gone anywhere since Christmas." My stomach dropped, but I didn't push it. I filed it away, started paying attention. Tyler was acting weird too, making comments about Jennifer. "You're lucky, man. Jennifer's a saint for handling all this fertility stress." Why would he say that? Why was he thinking about my wife's emotional state? He started pushing harder on business stuff, wanted me to sign a new operating agreement, something about key man insurance and succession planning. I showed it to a lawyer friend, Brian, who frowned and said, "This clause is strange. It basically gives Tyler control of the company if you're incapacitated or not around." I should have trusted my gut right then, but I'd built my whole life on trust. I didn't know how to stop. September 2018. Jennifer was on her phone, constantly, texting, laughing, turning the screen away when I walked by. One night she fell asleep on the couch with her phone unlocked beside her. I picked it up, just to see, just to quiet the voice in my head that kept screaming something's wrong. She woke up before I could look, snatched it away, accused me of not trusting her. We had our first real fight in years. She cried, said I was being paranoid, that the fertility stress was making me suspicious of everything. I apologized. I felt like an asshole. But I kept watching, started checking our credit card statements more carefully. Hotels on Wednesdays, yoga nights, restaurants downtown I'd never been to. Uber receipts from addresses that didn't make sense. When I asked about an $87 Uber charge, she snapped at me. Said she went shopping after yoga. Asked if that was okay with her husband, the interrogator. I backed off, but I took screenshots. I met Emma for coffee. Casual, catching up. Mentioned how she and Jennifer had been doing lots of trips lately. Emma looked confused. Trips? We literally haven't hung out in months. She keeps canceling on me. I thought maybe you two were having problems. My blood ran cold. I went home that night, pretended to be asleep. Around 11, Jennifer's phone lit up on the nightstand. Through barely open eyes, I saw the preview. Tomorrow, 2 p.m., usual spot. I need you. The contact name was T. T with a briefcase emoji. Tyler's, a business partner. Briefcase emoji made sense for him. But why would Tyler be texting my wife at 11 at night saying he needs her? I thought about the other contact I'd glimpsed on her phone weeks ago. M with a house emoji. I'd assumed Emma. But what if M wasn't Emma? What if the house emoji meant home, wife? I felt sick, physically sick, but I needed proof. I couldn't just accuse, I needed to know. The next day at work, I watched Tyler like a hawk. He was on his phone constantly, texting, smiling. Took a long lunch, came back looking freshly showered. New cologne. I made a decision. I told Jennifer I'd be working late Friday on a big project in Loveland. Told Tyler I'd handle the Loveland site alone. Unusual, but he didn't question it. Then I waited. Tuesday, October 16th, 2018. I kissed Jennifer goodbye at 6 in the morning. Told her I'd be home around 8. She kissed me back, coldly, quickly, already looking at her phone. I drove to the job site, managed the crew until 1 o'clock, then told them I had an emergency meeting and left. 45-minute drive home. Hands shaking the entire time. Part of me was praying I was wrong. Part of me already knew. I pulled into my driveway at 2:47 p.m. Tyler's truck was parked 2 houses down, trying to be discreet. I sat in my truck for 30 seconds, gripping the steering wheel so hard my knuckles went white. Jennifer's car was in the driveway. The house was quiet. I walked to the front door. Key in the lock. Opened it slowly. Music was playing upstairs, faint, soft. Our song. Wonderwall by Oasis. The song we danced to at our wedding. They were playing our fucking wedding song. I walked through the living room. Jennifer's purse on the counter. Tyler's jacket on the chair. I recognized it. I'd seen him wear it 100 times. Each step up the stairs felt like wading through concrete. I could hear voices now, muffled, laughing. The bedroom door was cracked open. I pushed it wider. They were in my bed, on my side of the bed, naked, tangled in the sheets I'd picked out at Target 3 years ago. Tyler saw me first. His eyes went wide, face went white, froze mid-motion. Jennifer turned, followed his stare, locked eyes with me. Time stopped. Nobody moved. 3 seconds that felt like 3 hours. Jennifer screamed, pulled the sheet up. Tyler scrambled for his clothes, stammering, "Daniel, man, I just stood there, couldn't move, couldn't process what I was seeing, even though I'd expected it. Seeing it was different. Seeing it in my bed, in my house, my best friend and my wife. "Get out," I said. My voice sounded dead, flat. "We need to talk about this," Tyler started. "Get out of my house." He ran past me, half-dressed, grabbed his jacket, his shoes, gone. Jennifer was curled in the bed, sobbing. "Please, Daniel, please, I can explain, it's not—" "How long? It just happened, How long?" She looked at me. Mascara running down her face. 6 months. 6 months. 6 months of lies. 6 months of him in my bed while I worked 60-hour weeks to pay for our life. For her fertility treatments, for everything. 6 months of her pretending to love me while fucking my best friend. "Pack a bag," I said. "Stay at your parents'. Don't come back." She begged, sobbed, tried to explain. The fertility stress, she was weak. He was there for her. It didn't mean anything. I gave her 10 minutes. She packed, crying the whole time, apologizing, saying she loved me. Then she left. I sat on the couch for hours, just sat there, numb. Around 7, I went upstairs, stripped the bed, carried everything outside, and burned it in the fire pit. Sheets, comforter, pillows, all of it. The neighbors saw the smoke, but didn't ask questions. Small blessings. I tried to sleep on the couch. Couldn't. At 3 a.m., my phone buzzed. "Tyler. Man, I'm so sorry, we need to talk, please." I deleted it. Another text. "Jennifer. I love you, I made a mistake. Please give me another chance." I blocked her number, but at 4 a.m., lying on that couch, staring at the ceiling, something shifted in me. I stopped feeling devastated. I started feeling cold, calculating, because 6 months was a lie. I knew it in my gut. This had been going on longer, and I was going to find out exactly how long, and exactly what they'd been planning. I called out sick from work, Wednesday and Thursday. Ignored 47 calls from Jennifer, 23 from Tyler, 8 from my mother-in-law, Linda. Finally answered one from Jennifer's dad, Robert. "What happened?" he asked. "Jennifer is hysterical. Ask her." "She said you two had a fight. I found her in bed with Tyler." Long silence on the other end. Then quiet. "I'm so sorry, son. I need time. Please don't call." I hung up. I spent those 2 days investigating. Went through Jennifer's dresser, looking for anything. Found birth control pills hidden in a tampon box. Checked the prescription label. Refilled monthly since January 2017. 23 months. We started fertility treatments in March 2017. She'd been on birth control the entire time. She'd been preventing pregnancy while crying with me about how we couldn't conceive, while I paid $15,000 for treatments, while I held her through negative test after negative test. She'd been actively stopping it from happening. I felt something break in my chest. Rage, betrayal, something darker than I'd ever felt before. I broke into her laptop. She'd left it when she rushed out. Password was our anniversary. The irony. I found a folder labeled T. Hundreds of messages. I scrolled to the oldest one. April 2016. 2.5 years. The affair had been going on for 2.5 fucking years. I read everything. Took hours. They were in love, talking about a future together. Tyler, in one message. "Once we get control of the business, we can be together openly. Jennifer. I feel bad lying about the baby stuff, but we need more time. Tyler. You're doing great. Keep him focused on work." They'd been planning this. Using me. Tyler had left his wife in 2016 for Jennifer, while Jennifer was still with me. They'd been together all this time, using my marriage as cover while Tyler got himself into position in the business. I found hotel receipts going back years, photos of them together, explicit messages about my father's inheritance. That money is our ticket. They'd been planning to take the business from me, using the operating agreement Tyler had tricked me into signing. Jennifer had access to the books. She'd been helping him set it up. I took screenshots of everything, hundreds of screenshots. Then I called my lawyer, Brian. We met Friday morning. I brought everything. Brian read through it all, his face getting darker by the minute. "Holy shit. This is fraud. This is criminal embezzlement. I want him destroyed. Legally." Brian nodded slowly. "We can do that. Divorce first, then business lawsuit, potentially criminal charges. But Daniel, this is going to be expensive and ugly. I don't care. They humiliated me in my own bed. I'm returning the favor." Over the next month, I built my case like I'd build a house. Foundation first. I hired a forensic accountant named Sharon to audit the company books. Took her 3 weeks. Tyler had stolen approximately $180,000 over 18 months. Funneled it into a separate LLC Jennifer had helped him create using her bookkeeping access. Clean, methodical theft. I hired a private investigator, Marcus, retired cop, came highly recommended. He followed both Tyler and Jennifer for 2 weeks. They were still meeting at hotels. They thought I was broken, processing, unaware. They had no idea I was building a case that would bury them both. I documented everything in spreadsheets, dates, times, locations, amounts stolen, screenshots of messages. I created a timeline spanning 2.5 years. Every lie, every betrayal, every manipulation. The evidence was overwhelming. November 2018. I filed for divorce, but didn't serve the papers yet. Wanted to wait for the right moment. At work, I pretended everything was normal with Tyler. He thought I was weak, that I'd eventually forgive and move on. He tried calling constantly at first, then gave up, figured I just needed time. Started acting normal around me, relaxed, thought he'd gotten away with it. Jennifer's family kept reaching out. Her mom, Linda. "Can't you two work it out? She's devastated." Her sister, Emma. "She made a mistake, but she loves you." I stayed polite, but vague. I need time to process. What I didn't tell them was that Jennifer was spinning lies to her family. Telling them we were having problems, that I wasn't handling the fertility stress well. making me out to be the unstable one. She was still lying. That's when I decided. This couldn't be private. This couldn't be quiet. They'd humiliated me in the most intimate way possible, in my own bed, in my own home. They'd stolen from me, lied to me, gaslit me for years. And now she was lying to her family, making me look like the bad guy. I wanted everyone to know the truth. I realized Christmas was 6 weeks away. Every year, both families gathered at Jennifer's parents' house, 30 to 35 people. Parents, siblings, cousins, grandparents. Tyler usually came as a family friend. It was tradition. Everyone would be there. Perfect stage for a thermonuclear reveal. Brian warned me. This is risky, could hurt your case, could make you look vindictive. I looked at him. They were vindictive. I'm just honest, and I want everyone who ever trusted them to know exactly who they are. I had 6 weeks to prepare. I compiled everything into a presentation. Photos, messages, bank statements, hotel receipts, birth control prescription records, timeline of the affair, evidence of business fraud. Every piece of evidence organized chronologically, impossible to deny. I practiced what I'd say, kept it factual, not emotional, let the evidence speak for itself. Thanksgiving came and went. I skipped it, told my mom I wasn't ready for family gatherings. She understood. Jennifer reached out via email. I hadn't blocked email, asking if we could talk. I responded, I'll see you at Christmas. Let her think I was softening. Let her think she was safe. Tyler sent a message through a mutual friend. Wanted to meet, to explain, to apologize. I ignored it. Let him think he was safe too. December 25th, 2018. Christmas Day. I woke up calm, eerily calm. Showered, dressed nice, button-down shirt, slacks. Packed my laptop bag with the presentation loaded and ready. Drove to Jennifer's parents' house. Arrived at 3 p.m. Dinner was at 4. The house was already full. Linda answered the door, hugged me carefully. I'm so glad you came. Robert shook my hand, looked at me with pity. They thought I was there to try to reconcile. Jennifer was in the living room, talking to her sisters. She saw me. Her face went pale, then hopeful. Tyler showed up 20 minutes later. Jennifer had convinced her family to invite him. Said he was our friend, it would be weird to exclude him. He saw me. We made eye contact. He looked away quickly. I put my laptop bag by the coat closet. Told Linda I'd brought photos from last Christmas to share later. Make it feel more normal. She smiled, squeezed my arm. She had no idea. The house was packed. Jennifer's parents, her 2 sisters Emma and Grace with their husbands, 4 kids running around, Jennifer's grandmother Nana Rose, 82 years old, sharp as a tack, had been at our wedding. My mom, Carol, came too. She knew something was up, but didn't know what. I'd just told her to trust me. Dinner was served. Everyone sat at the long table, adults at the main table, kids at the folding table in the corner. Robert led Grace. Everyone held hands, bowed heads. Lord, thank you for bringing family together, for this food, for this time of healing and togetherness. The irony. Dinner was awkward. People tried to make small talk. So Daniel, how's the business? Robert asked. Interesting you ask, I said. I've learned a lot lately about the business. Tyler shifted in his seat. Jennifer was staring at her plate. The meal continued. Ham, mashed potatoes, green beans, rolls. Linda's cooking. It was good. I wasn't hungry. I was watching the clock. Dessert came out, Linda's famous apple pie. Robert tapped his wine glass with a fork. Before we dig into dessert, I want to continue our tradition. Let's go around and share something we're grateful for this year. People started. Grace, grateful for her kids' health. Emma's husband, grateful for his new job. My mom, grateful for family. It went around the table, got to Jennifer. She looked at me, eyes red. I'm grateful for second chances. Some people nodded sympathetically. Tyler passed. I'm just grateful to be here with all of you. Then it was my turn. I stood up, picked up my laptop bag. I'm grateful for truth. Jennifer's face went white. Daniel, what are you? I pulled out my laptop. Before dessert, I have something to share. A Christmas gift, really. For all of you. Robert looked confused. Daniel, this isn't... For 2.5 years, I said, voice steady. Jennifer has been having an affair with Tyler. The room exploded. Gasps. What? From Linda. Grace's wine glass hit the table. Tyler stood up. Man, this isn't the place. Sit down. I didn't yell, just said it cold. Tyler sat. I opened my laptop, turned it so the table could see. Not only that, but she's been lying about our fertility struggles. She's been on birth control the entire time we were supposedly trying to have a baby. Jennifer was sobbing. Daniel, please stop. Emma grabbed her arm. Jennifer, is this true? Jennifer couldn't speak, just cried. I clicked to the next slide. And Tyler, he's been stealing from our business. $180,000 over the past 1.5 years. Jennifer helped him by manipulating the company books. Robert stood up. Jennifer? I showed the screen to the table. A photo of Jennifer and Tyler kissing outside the Hotel Monaco in Denver. Timestamp in the corner, July 2017. Nana Rose put her hand over her mouth. Looked like she might faint. I clicked through more. Text messages. Daniel's clueless. Can't wait to be together. Once we get the business money, we're set. Grace stood up. Oh my God, Jennifer. How could you, Tyler tried to leave. Pushed his chair back. Tyler, I said, if you walk out that door, I call the police right now. I have proof of embezzlement. That's a felony. Sit down. He sat back down, head in his hands. I kept going, showed the birth control prescription printout. While I paid $15,000 for fertility treatments. While she cried with me every month we couldn't conceive. She was taking these pills every single day. She didn't want my baby. She wanted his. Linda was crying now. Robert looked like someone had punched him in the chest. My mom was just staring at Jennifer with disgust. And the best part? I clicked to the business documents. My father's inheritance. $400,000 I put into our business after he died. Tyler was planning to use the operating agreement he tricked me into signing to take control and push me out. With Jennifer's help, they were going to steal everything and leave me with nothing. I showed the emails, the forged documents, the LLC Tyler had created to funnel money into, the timeline of theft matching up perfectly with their affair escalation. The room was silent except for crying. Multiple people crying. Linda, Emma, my mom. Nana Rose looked like she'd seen a ghost. Jennifer stood up screaming. You had no right to do this here, in front of my family. You had no right, I said quietly, to fuck my best friend in my bed. In the bed, my father's money bought. In the house I worked 60 hours a week to pay for while you were lying to my face. Nana Rose clutched her chest. I can't breathe. Chaos. Someone called 911. Linda rushed to Nana Rose. Jennifer ran out of the house sobbing. Tyler followed her. I just stood there, closed my laptop. Robert approached me, tears in his eyes. I don't know what to say. You raised a liar, I said. Merry Christmas. My mom hugged me. I'm proud of you, she whispered. EMTs arrived for Nana Rose. She was okay. Panic attack, not a heart attack, but they took her to the hospital to be safe. I packed up my laptop. Behind me, the family was imploding. Emma and Grace were screaming at each other about how they didn't know. How could they not know? Robert and Linda were crying, holding each other. The kids were confused and scared. I left, walked to my truck, drove home, sat in my driveway for 10 minutes. Then I started laughing. Not a happy laugh. A broken, cathartic, slightly insane laugh. For the first time in months, I felt like I could breathe. My phone started blowing up. Texts from everyone, but I turned it off and went inside. I didn't know it then, but that 5-minute presentation was about to set off a chain reaction that would destroy both their lives more thoroughly than I could have planned. The next morning, Christmas Day, my phone had 67 missed calls. I ignored them all, made coffee, sat on my couch, waited. By afternoon, Emma texted me. She'd gotten my number unblocked somehow. Jennifer's family has disowned her. Mom and Dad won't let her stay at the house. Grace won't speak to her. She's at a motel. Tyler's parents called him, cut him off. You destroyed them. Good, I thought. But I didn't respond. December 27th. I had the locks changed on the house and the office. Tyler showed up at the office, tried to get in. Security escorted him out. I had business lawsuit papers served to him right there in the parking lot. Fraud, embezzlement, breach of fiduciary duty. My forensic accountant's findings attached. $180,000 plus damages plus legal fees. Tyler's lawyer called me by afternoon. Can we settle? See you in court. Jennifer filed for divorce too. Tried to beat me to it, claimed she wanted out first. Didn't matter. My lawyer had everything documented. Colorado's a no-fault state, but we had a prenup. Basic one, but clear. Infidelity means she gets nothing. She'd signed it willingly when we got married, back when she still pretended to love me. She couldn't afford a lawyer. Hadn't worked a real job in 8 years. The bookkeeping for the company was her only income, and I'd immediately cut her off from that. She ended up with some sliding scale legal aid attorney who could barely keep up with Brian's filings. The community fallout was fast. Fort Collins isn't a huge town. Construction community is tight-knit. Word spread in days. By New Year's, every contractor in northern Colorado knew what Tyler had done. Not just the affair, the theft. Contractors don't forgive that. You can cheat on your wife and people will judge but might still work with you. You steal from your business partner, you're done. 3 other contractors reached out to me. We'll never work with Tyler again. Our supplier at Home Depot, we had a business account there, banned Tyler from the account. He couldn't even buy materials anymore. January 2019. Divorce proceedings started. Jennifer had no money, no job, no leverage. The prenup was clear. She'd get a small settlement, maybe $20,000, just to close it out. I'd keep the house, the business, the inheritance that was left. Everything we'd built, I kept, because she'd destroyed it, not me. Tyler was drowning in legal fees. The business lawsuit moved forward fast. Sharon, the forensic accountant, testified. The theft was undeniable. Digital paper trail, timestamps, everything. Judge ordered restitution, $180,000 plus damages plus legal fees. Total came to $240,000. Tyler didn't have that kind of money. Had to declare bankruptcy, sold his truck, his condo, tried to get a job at another construction company. Blackballed. Nobody would hire him. Ended up working at Lowe's for $14 an hour, from business partner making 6 figures to retail worker in 6 months. Jennifer tried to get a job. No recent work history, no skills except bookkeeping, and everyone in town knew her story. She ended up waitressing at a diner on the edge of town, the kind of place where truckers stop at 4 a.m. February came. Emma texted me again. Jennifer's not okay. She had a panic attack at the grocery store. Someone she knew from church saw her and made a comment. She's lost 20 pounds. She looks terrible. I felt a tiny twinge of guilt. Tiny. Then I remembered her in my bed with Tyler, and the guilt disappeared. Jennifer's mom, Linda, called me directly. I answered because I'd always liked Linda. Please, she said, Jennifer is talking about hurting herself. I know what she did was unforgivable, but I'm scared. She's an adult, I said. I'm not responsible for her choices anymore. I know, I thought you should know. I called Emma that night. Is she actually in danger? I don't know, Emma said. She won't talk to me. Grace won't even see her anymore. Mom and Dad are heartbroken. They can't look at her. A week later, I heard from a mutual friend that Jennifer had tried to overdose. Tylenol, a whole bottle. Emma found her, took her to the ER. Stomach pumped, 72-hour psych hold. I felt complicated. Part of me thought she deserved every bit of suffering. Part of me wondered if I'd gone too far. I talked to my mom. Should I have just divorced her quietly? I asked. Mom looked at me hard. She betrayed you for years. She stole from you. She lied about wanting your children. You told the truth. That's not cruelty. That's honesty. But she tried to kill herself. She made that choice, not you. You're not responsible for her mental health. She's responsible for the consequences of her actions. I wanted to believe that. Most days I did. Tyler was spiraling too. Heard he got in a bar fight, got arrested for drunk and disorderly. Lost his retail job. Jennifer and Tyler tried to reconnect after Christmas. They had each other, right? Bonnie and Clyde against the world. Didn't last. They turned on each other. Blamed each other for getting caught. The relationship that destroyed 2 marriages fell apart in weeks. By March, they weren't even speaking. Both alone, both ruined. Jennifer's church community, her family went to this big evangelical church, sided with me. Pastor reached out, said they were praying for me. Jennifer couldn't show her face there anymore. All her friends from church cut her off. Tyler's friends, mostly mutual friends with me, all chose me. One confronted him at Lowe's in front of customers. "You're a piece of shit." Tyler just stood there and took it. My business thrived. Contractors wanted to work with me. Clients wanted to hire me. I was the good guy, the wronged husband, and the honest businessman. It felt hollow, but it was better than the alternative. April 2019, Nana Rose, Jennifer's grandmother, died. Pneumonia, the woman who'd fainted at Christmas dinner. At the funeral, Jennifer tried to approach the casket. Grace physically blocked her. "You killed her," Grace hissed. "The shock of what you did at Christmas, it broke her. She never recovered. You're not welcome here." Jennifer left crying. Didn't even get to say goodbye to her own grandmother. I heard about it through Emma. She was the only one still talking to Jennifer, barely. Emma texted me. "Grace is wrong. Nana Rose was 82. It wasn't Jennifer's fault, but Jennifer believes it. She thinks she killed her grandmother." I didn't respond. What was I supposed to say? "I'm sorry, your consequences have consequences." Tyler moved to Phoenix in May. Couldn't take it anymore. The stares, the whispers, the constant reminders. Tried to start over in Arizona. But the construction community talks. Word had spread. He was working day labor, barely scraping by. Jennifer stayed in Fort Collins. Couldn't afford to leave. Still waitressing, still alone, still destroyed. And me? I'd gotten everything I wanted. My business was growing. I'd been vindicated. Everyone knew the truth. Justice had been served, thermonuclear style. But I felt empty. I worked 70-hour weeks, threw myself into projects, avoided social situations, stopped going to barbecues, stopped hanging out with friends, stopped going to family events. My mom noticed. "You're not okay, honey." "I'm fine. Business is great." "You're not fine. You're alone." I realized she was right. I hadn't processed anything. I'd just executed revenge and moved on. Except I hadn't moved on. I still slept on the couch sometimes because I couldn't go in the bedroom. Hadn't dated, hadn't even thought about it. I was successful and vindicated and completely fucking miserable. One night in late April, I broke down in my truck after work. Just sat there in the parking lot and cried for the first time since I'd found them in my bed. Called my mom. "I don't know how to move forward." "You need to talk to someone," she said gently. "A professional." June 2019, I started seeing a therapist. Dr. Patricia Morrison. Not related to the fertility doctor, different Morrison. First session I sat down and said, "I got my revenge, but I still feel awful." She looked at me kindly. Revenge doesn't heal trauma, Daniel. It just gives you control for a moment. Over the next months, I unpacked everything. The betrayal, the loss, the anger. Dr. Morrison helped me see that I was grieving two relationships, Jennifer and Tyler. She helped me understand that my entire identity had been wrapped up in being the good husband and the loyal friend. When that was taken from me, I didn't know who I was anymore. I had to rebuild my sense of self, started doing things just for me. Joined a gym, took a woodworking class like my dad used to do, made a bookshelf. It was crooked as hell, but I made it with my own hands and it felt good. Reconnected with friends from college, guys I'd lost touch with while building my business, and my marriage. September 2019, I was at a coffee shop, working on my laptop. A woman asked if the seat next to me was taken. "All yours," I said. We got to talking. Her name was Sarah. 32, graphic designer, funny and easy to talk to. She didn't know my story. We exchanged numbers. Had coffee again the next week. Dinner after that. On our third date, I told her. "I got divorced this year. It was really messy. Want to talk about it?" "Not really, but I'm working through it. Therapy, all that." She appreciated the honesty. We dated slowly, no pressure. Just two people getting to know each other. By November, I realized I was laughing again. Actually laughing, not the hollow, bitter laugh from Christmas night. Real laughter. Sarah met my mom in December. Mom loved her. "She's different from Jennifer," Mom said. "I know. That's good." December 2019, 1 year since the Christmas reveal. Sarah and I went to the Fort Collins Christmas market. Walking around, looking at lights, drinking hot chocolate. I had a moment, thinking about where I'd been a year ago, standing in that dining room with an envelope in my hand. "You okay?" Sarah asked. "Yeah, just... Last year I was in a very different place. Last year you were surviving," she said. "This year you're living." I kissed her right there in the middle of the market. Early 2020, I bought a new house. Sold the old one. Too many memories, too many ghosts. Started fresh. New house, new furniture, new life. Sarah helped me pick everything out. Didn't move in together, too soon. But she had her own drawer, her own toothbrush. The business kept growing. Hired 2 more crews. Opened a second office. Changed the name from D&T Construction to D&S Construction. Sarah's initial. Tyler's name erased from the company he'd tried to steal. I reconnected with my old college friends. Started coaching Little League, something my dad used to do. Found purpose beyond revenge, beyond work, beyond proving something. Still in therapy, still working through trust issues. Sarah was patient. She understood that I'd been burned badly, that it would take time. She never pushed, never demanded more than I could give. In March 2020, my mom said, "I'm proud of how far you've come." "Thanks, Mom. You built something new, something real." "I'm trying." I started visiting my dad's grave occasionally. Would sit there, talk to his headstone. "I used your tools, Dad. Built something good, tore down something rotten. Built again." I thought about Jennifer and Tyler sometimes. Heard updates through mutual acquaintances. Tyler was still in Phoenix, remarried, working construction again at a small company. Seemed to be rebuilding his life. Jennifer moved to Oregon, got an office job, stayed single. Both of them had small, quiet lives now. I felt nothing when I heard these updates. Not anger, not satisfaction, just indifference. They were strangers now. Their lives didn't matter to me anymore. My life was full, business I was proud of, woman I loved, purpose beyond revenge. Present day, 2024. I'm 42 now. Married Sarah in 2022. She's pregnant, due in 3 months. We're having a girl. Sarah jokes that we should name her Justice. I laugh every time. The business employs 40 people now. Revenue over $5 million a year. My dad would be proud. I'm proud. Tyler's still out there somewhere. Jennifer too. I don't keep track anymore. Don't care to. Their chapter in my life is closed. Sometimes people ask if I regret exposing them the way I did. At Christmas dinner, in front of everyone, they ask if it was too much, too cruel, too public. Honestly, some days maybe. It was brutal. It was theatrical. It hurt people who didn't deserve it. Nana Rose, Jennifer's parents, the kids who had to see their aunt destroyed. But they hurt me in private for years. Betrayed me in the most intimate way possible. Lied to my face while stealing my money, my time, my dignity. And they expected me to just take it. To be the quiet victim. I wasn't quiet. I told the truth. Showed everyone exactly who they were. Let them face the consequences of their actions in the same place they'd pretended to be good people. In front of their families. Did I go too far? Maybe. But I'm not ashamed. I built everything with my own two hands. My business, my marriage, my trust. And when they tried to steal it, I tore their world down with those same hands. I'm not proud of everything I did. The Christmas reveal was extreme. Watching Jennifer spiral was hard. Knowing I played a part in Nana Rose's death, even indirectly, that weighs on me. But I'm not ashamed either. They made their choices. I made mine. They chose betrayal. I chose truth. And now, I'm free. Truly free. Not free from consequences or regrets or complicated feelings. But free from them. Free from the lies. Free from the people who saw me as a tool to use instead of a person to love. Last week, Sarah and I were painting the nursery. Soft yellow walls, white trim. She was on the ladder. I was cutting in the corners with a brush. She looked down at me and smiled. "You know what I love about you." "What?" "You rebuilt yourself. After everything, you didn't stay broken. You built something new." I thought about that, about the years since Christmas 2018. The revenge, the fallout, the therapy, the healing. About selling the old house and buying this one. About D&S construction and the 40 people who depend on me. About Sarah and this baby girl coming in 3 months. "Yeah," I said, "I guess I did." That night, after Sarah fell asleep, I went out to my garage. I still have my dad's tools, the ones he used for 30 years, the ones he left me. I picked up his hammer, felt the weight of it, the worn handle smooth from decades of use. I built everything with my own two hands, I thought. Destroyed what needed destroying. Built again, and that's the truth of it. You can't build a life on lies. Jennifer and Tyler tried. They built something rotten, something that collapsed under its own weight the moment truth touched it. I built my new life on honesty, on boundaries, on knowing my worth. It's not perfect. I still have trust issues. I still go to therapy. I still have days where I wonder what if, but it's mine, it's real, and it's good. People tell me my story is crazy. That the Christmas reveal was the most dramatic thing they've ever heard. They're probably right. It was dramatic, it was cruel, it was effective. But the real story isn't the revenge, it's what came after. It's the months of therapy and the slow rebuilding of trust. It's selling the house where I caught them and buying a new one where I proposed to Sarah. It's changing the company name and hiring good people and doing honest work. It's coaching Little League and visiting my dad's grave and painting a nursery yellow. The revenge was 5 minutes. The healing was 5 years, and it's still ongoing. So if you're going through something similar, if someone's betrayed you, stolen from you, lied to you, I'm not going to tell you to do what I did. The Christmas dinner reveal was extreme and it had costs. But I will tell you this. You deserve the truth. You deserve justice. And you deserve to rebuild on your own terms. Don't stay quiet to protect people who wouldn't protect you. Don't shrink yourself to make liars comfortable. Don't let anyone convince you that speaking truth is worse than living with lies. I built everything with my own two hands, and when they tried to take it, I tore it down and built something better. That's not just revenge. That's survival. That's growth. That's life. And that's my story. From the Christmas dinner that destroyed 2 lives to the nursery I'm painting today. From the worst moment of my life to some of the best. From betrayal to healing. I'm 42 years old. I'm about to be a father. I run a successful business. I'm married to a woman who knows my whole story and loves me anyway. I'm happy. They're not, and I'm okay with that. I built everything with my own two hands, and I'm still building, and that's worth more than any revenge ever could be.